Hey everybody, Chad here with Food Fuel TV. And in today's episode, I'm going to be making some sweet Hawaiian mini slider ham and Swiss sandwiches. So stick around. Alright, here are all of the ingredients for my sweet Hawaiian ham and Swiss slider sandwiches. Of course, the star of the show is the ham and the Swiss, but we also have the sweet Hawaiian rolls. To that, we also have a half a cup of horseradish sauce. That's the kind that's mixed with the mayo. So if you have the fresh horsey, you can certainly mix it up with a little bit of mayo if you have that. We got 2 tablespoons of diced, finely diced onions, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of poppy seeds, teaspoon and a half of Worcestershire sauce, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. So to get started on this recipe here, what we're going to need to do is get these rolls sliced in half once you get them out of the package, and you also want to get your butter melted. And we're going to melt the butter over medium heat in a small skillet. And once we get the butter melted, we're going to toss in the finely diced onions to kind of soften those up a little bit. So sit tight, I'll bring it right on back. Okay, so what you want to do is you actually want to slice the, you're going to take them out as a whole pack out of the box, and you just want to slice them with a bread knife about in half, right on down the whole, side lengthwise. Now, I don't have a long enough bread knife to go all the way through these, I don't think. Yeah, we're not quite all the way through, but that's okay. We'll just make a return pass down the other side. Pretty close though. Don't force the knife, just let the knife do the work. And then you're going to have basically a whole loaf of these sweet Hawaiian rolls still joined together there. So let's go ahead and get the jump over to the stove top and get the butter melted and get those onions cooking. Okay, I got these melting over medium-high heat. You just want to make sure that you cube up your butter. It'll just help it melt a little bit faster. Once you get the butter all melted, then we're going to go ahead and add the onion and cook those for just about 2 minutes or so. You just really want to soften them up a little bit. And then okay, these onions are nice and cooked up here. See the butter's nice and bubbling, and the onions have gotten pretty soft in the butter. So what we're going to do at this point is go ahead and add in the rest of these ingredients here. So we've got our Dijon mustard. And the brown sugar. And the Worcestershire sauce. And the garlic powder. Just going to bake this up and give this a quick stir here, and you just want to get these mixed in. Okay, what we want to do here at this point is go ahead and just get our horseradish sauce spread on the inside of our buns here. And I like to use the rubber spatula for this just to get it all spread out. Okay, and once you have your horseradish sauce all spread out, you just want to go ahead and take your ham and your cheese, and you just want to start layering that down. And again, this is 12 slices of deli ham. I got the Black Forest ham from Aldi. It's one of my favorites. you know, you can't beat the price there when you compare it to Black Forest ham that you buy at, you know, at another supermarket. It's a great value, and it's great taste too. So if you have an Aldi nearby, I recommend trying out their Black Forest deli ham. And then we got 6 slices of Swiss cheese here as well. Just go ahead and layer those right on down. Okay, so that's basically the inside of the sandwich. So you just want to go ahead and take your top, flip it back over, try and keep those all intact. And then next we're going to go ahead and get this onto a baking sheet to put into the oven. Okay, next up, I added just a little bit of parchment paper underneath here. It'll just help for cleanup later, but you don't have to, it's totally optional. But what you want to do now is take your butter and onion sauce mixture that you made up, and you know, just give it a good little stir, make sure it's all combined, and if you have to, you can heat it up on the oven a little bit just to melt it back down. But what you're going to do at this point is basically just go ahead and pour this right over top of your, make sure you get some of them onions out if they're not coming out. And then once you got these all coated up, what you're going to do is just put a loose cover over top of them and stick them in your refrigerator. You want these to sit in the refrigerator for a couple of hours, just for that butter to kind of soak in to the bread a little bit, and kind of with the brown sugar to harden up. And you're gonna bring them out, take the cover off of them, and put them in your oven, preheated oven, 350 degrees. And that 350 degree oven, you're gonna bake them, you know, bake them covered for about 25 minutes or so in the oven. So hang tight, and I'll be back here. Well, it'll be just a second for you, but it'll be back in a few hours for me. So stay tuned. Whoops, I've forgotten about the poppy seeds. I had them sitting over here. You want to actually mix these in with your butter when you're heating them. It makes it a little better. But for me, I'm gonna sprinkle them over the top, because you want them to stick, you know, while the butter is still wet. Alright everybody, welcome on back here. It's been a few hours since I popped those into the fridge. Let's go ahead and take a look and see here. You know, they're gotten all, the butter has melted all up in there and solidified. So at this point, all we need to do is get them into our preheated 350 degree oven. You want to wrap these with some aluminum foil so they're covered. And we're going to bake them for about 25 minutes. And then after about 25 minutes, we're going to go ahead and take the top off of them and put them back in for about 5 to 10 minutes or so, just to get them browned up and nice and toasty looking. So I'll bring you on back. Let's go ahead and take a look at these. These just come out of the oven. Oh, there's butter everywhere. They're looking nice and just nice and Let's go ahead and separate these out. Now you can certainly do this, you know, if you want to separate them out before you bake them, just to make them a little easier to separate. Now you can, where you would just kind of fold a piece of the ham in half, and you know, maybe half a piece of cheese on each one. But I think this works just as well to do it now. The final product here, we've got the ham, the cheese, the horseradish. We've got the nice buttery onion poppy seed tops on here, mixed with that sweet Hawaiian bread roll. These are just a great treat and a real quick item to throw together for a quick lunch. So let's go ahead and have a taste and see how these are. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up for these. That mix of sweetness from the brown sugar and the sweetness from the rolls themselves, the sweet Hawaiian rolls, mixing together with the tang from the horseradish sauce, a little bit of bite from the Swiss cheese, and it's just the smokiness of the ham. These all come together to make a really great slider. So as I said, you can make these. You can put them in the refrigerator and let them sit for a few hours, but you can even do this overnight if you want. It only takes about 10 minutes to whip these sandwiches up, and about half an hour to bake them. So it's a quick and easy lunch that you can prepare. If you liked this recipe, please give it a big old thumbs up. If you didn't hit the thumbs down, just let me know how I can improve these videos in the future. If you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Mark the little bell icon next to it so that you'll get notified when I upload new videos. And I really hope that you enjoyed this. So until next time, this has been Chad with Food Fuel TV. Keep on cooking.